It's been some time since we've had an Alex and Autos weekly segment, so let's dive right back in. First, let's talk about the upcoming videos. First, we have the Lexus IS 350F Sport that should be up sometime this next week, hopefully by Friday. After that, we'll have the Volkswagen GTI. After that will be the Honda HR-V. Now, Honda has asked that nothing be said about the way that it drives until April 30th, so be sure and check back on April 30th for that review. Many of you are also likely going to be pleased that I have finally gotten my hands on the Lincoln MKC, which is Lincoln's compact crossover vehicle that slots in just below the Lincoln MKX. The last few Alex and Autos weekly videos were shot in my basement with some backdrops because, as you can see, my office isn't very finished, and that's why I haven't filmed them in here. But a lot of you wanted a change of pace, so let me know what you think about this filming location. And lastly, to answer some questions about subscriptions on YouTube. Some of you have asked me, is it important that I subscribe? Does it matter if I subscribe? The answer is yes, it matters if you subscribe, but not as much as you watching videos, of course. And, the best statistic that YouTube has is actual video views on your videos, but subscriptions do help, and it does help me get access to different vehicles that are out there that I wouldn't normally be able to access with subscriber counts that were lower, for instance. So if I had 10,000 subscribers instead of 65,000 subscribers as I do now, I wouldn't have access to as many vehicles as I do. If I had 120,000 subscribers, I would obviously have access to a wider variety of vehicles than I do as well. Now, YouTube has changed the way that they deal with notifications, so it's also important, in addition to subscribing, that you actually check back on the channel regularly, because YouTube doesn't send you an email every time I release a video anymore. People have too many subscriptions out there, they're subscribing to too many channels at the same time, so it actually requires that you go back and check with that channel to see if there's any newer content with them. I generally try and release one video review a week. Sometimes I'll release two, depending on my workload. And I also try and release the accompanying videos a few days before that. If you're nosy and want to know why the room that I'm in is unfinished, or just wonder about what else I do during the rest of the week, you can always check out The Mountain Garden, which is a separate YouTube channel. That's where other weird random videos about the house, the garden, whatever's going on around me, that's where those videos are hosted. And with that, I'll see you next week. Be sure and find me over at facebook.com/alexandautos. You can always email your questions to alex@alexandautos.com, and we'll talk about them right here on Alex and Autos Weekly. I sort of promise that I will try and keep this up. I can't guarantee anything with the workload as it may be, but I will definitely try. This does seem to be something that people email me about and say, why haven't you released another one in a while? So here we go, and we'll give it another try.